Only on Christ 17 TV, back upside your head with another one of Friday, a Friday one. I'ma go back in the time machine and throw you one, cause I just did this video on this kid who was missing, right? But he was okay. He was just playing hooky from school, and they found him on the rooftop because all through the city they was looking for this kid. He was 9 years old. So there was a news fucking helicopter and spotted this kid on a roof, called it in, cops came up there, got the kid, brought him to his family, he's safe. So that reminded me of when I was a kid in Manhattan and I went to PS 40, right? So I was on my way to school, but I never went to school. I was walking around doing shit I had no business doing. Okay. So I was panhandling on 24th and 3rd Avenue. So when the cabs come down here to the red light, I would walk, ask for change. They would give me change. I would do this so I could go one block down to the store to play my games. Kung Fu, Russian attack. Only thing is they wouldn't let me play during school hours. So now I'm walking around there trying to, kill time. The police sees me. So I run, hide. Okay, now listen. Big ass US freaking post office. You go in one block on 23rd and you can come out on 24th Street. It was huge. It's like the whole block. I think it's still there. So I ran through there. I hid for a second. Came out. Started to walk down the block. Seen the cops again. So I ran. And now I'm hiding underneath this truck. They find me. And they're like, where do you live? And I'm trying not to say anything because I know that my mom ain't home. Plus, I live in a hotel. So finally, I was like, okay, I live over here. Carlton Arms Hotel, which is still there to this day. But then it was like a drug hotel. A lot of motherfuckers in that hotel was on drugs. Heroin was the drug at that time. It wasn't crack like that. It was straight heroin. Straight bundles of fucking heroin. All through the fucking shit. You would see motherfuckers selling that shit. Motherfuckers nodding out. Down the block at the park, 23rd. Everybody in that park was on drugs. They was on pills, Valiums, heroin, whatever. You see them nodding out like this, just be all fucked up. And I was a little kid, and I was used to this shit. To me, man, this shit was normal, because coming from the TL, San Francisco, when I was, 5, 6, 7, and we came out here when I was going to be 8, I was seeing that shit in the TL. Motherfuckers in the park, Bo Decker Park, which is closed to this day. It's a big park in the TL that's been closed for years. But when I was young, that shit was filled up. You had the court, they was playing hoop. You had the shit for the kids. And then the benches, you had motherfuckers selling drugs. Now you would even have motherfuckers tying up their arm and shooting dope in the park. I've seen it with my own eyes. I mean, growing up around all this shit, when I moved to New York, it was normal shit to me. I just thought older motherfuckers, some of them didn't do drugs and some of them did do drugs. I didn't know. I was a kid. So, cops caught me under a truck I was hiding in, right? They told me, come on, so I'm caught now. Come out the thing. So now they want to know where the fuck that I live. So I'm like a block and a half away from my spot. I'm on 24th and Lexington, and the Carlton Arms is on 25th and 3rd. So it's a block up and right down the block. Now, this was way back before they tore down that whole block and put up a big ass school, right? But they still left Carlton Arms there. So I take the cop to my neighbors of my mom's. And boy, I should have never did that shit. I should have just been like, nobody's home. Take me to school or something, because that's when I fucked up. That's when I fucked up. And I want to say about the same kid's age, like at 9 years old. I was probably about 9 years old. Maybe 10, 4th or 5th grade. Somewhere in that, but I more think I was in 4th grade. So we go to my neighbor's door. Black lady, black dude. Cool people. They my mom's friends and shit. So when the lady opened the door and she looks down and she sees me and she looks up and she sees the cops, her eyes got fucking humongous, like. So they let her know. We found him outside. He playing hooky. Where does his mom live? She says his mom lived right next door, but she's not home now. So now they ask her, can we leave him with you guys? And she was like, and she thought about it, and she was like, yeah. So when she brought me inside the house, I could see the dude was like, just had tied up and shot his shit up because he's nodding. You could see the tie was there. And she fucking was ready to whoop my motherfucking ass. She screamed at me as soon as the cops left. What the fuck you come to my door for? When my mama got home, my mother and my brother's dad, boy, oh boy, did I get a ass whooping out this fucking world. And the only thing they kept saying is, do you want to get took? Do you want to be in foster care? Once you, and see, my mom used to be telling me the real, like, do you know what they be doing to kids in there? The older, it was like being in jail. Back then, the other kids would molest you, do all kind of foul shit, and it used to scare me to death because I didn't want to be in no foster home. All I knew is my mother in New York and my grandma in California. Those only two women who I trusted with everything, who took care of me. So I didn't trust anybody else. They whooped me so bad, boy, I tell you. I didn't cut school until I moved to the Bronx. I never did that shit again. But one time I cut school, but my mom told me to. And that's a whole different story for a whole different time. But I'm going to say this. When I fucking cut school that day, I panhandled like $6 in quarters. I had hella change here. The cops did not see me doing that. But when I went to go right down the block to try to get inside the arcade, they was like, no. So when I came outside, the cop was walking by, but like he walked by and he seen me and he was like, hey. So I turned the corner and I started booking it. Shh. Hit the other corner, ran through the fucking thing, came out the other side on 24th Street, and I thought I had shook them. So I'm walking around, next fucking thing you know, he pop out of nowhere. So I run again and I hide underneath the truck. He like, come on, get your ass up out of there. And I'll never forget that as long as I live. I was like 9 years old. Playing fucking hooky. Got caught by the cops. Made me take them to where I lived in a hotel. I was ashamed of it too. Because in school, we used to get made fun of. And they used to fucking call us the hotel kids. Because I went to a school which had motherfuckers who had some cool little change. But then there was us who lived in like, what was it? Carlton Arms, Madison Hotel. There was like 4 of them. And we would take the cheese bus, and them motherfucking kids who had they mom, had they dad, had a crib, used to make fun of us and call us the fucking hotel kids. And boy, we used to have to fight them kids all the time because you get tired of getting motherfucking, oh, you got the same clothes on, oh, you stink, and all this shit. You're the hotel kid. So we actually used to fight them motherfuckers and get in trouble all the time because they used to pick on us. So I was ashamed to take the cops to that spot, right? But then when I did, I could have got that lady and her dude locked up because they was inside that room getting high. They was shooting up heroin. And luckily, that when she opened the door, she barely cracked the door, so they had no reason to come inside. It didn't smell like weed. They didn't see the guy. They just asked, did they know me? And the lady was like, yeah, I know his mother. She lived right next door, but she's not home now. So I'm just saying, that day, boy, I remember that shit like it was yesterday, and this was like 30-something years back. But this story with this kid just found on the roof playing hooky in Brooklyn reminded me of this shit so bad, and I'll never forget the look on that lady's face. She wanted to beat the shit out of me, but she saved it for my mom, and they whooped my ass real good. And I mean, I remember getting whooped, I think it was with a coat hanger. And boy, the metal coat hangers would sting so bad. I remember she was getting my ass, she was getting my leg, and that shit was, I was like, ah, stinging hella bad. It was fucking me up. I'm not gonna lie. I used to do bad shit, but I used to get my ass whooped. That's why I say to this day, you got to whoop your kid's ass. Because if you don't whoop your kid's ass, they not going to learn from the bad shit they have been doing. I didn't do that shit no more. I didn't cut school from that school no more. But I still was doing bad shit in the whole neighborhood. But skipping school is what got my ass whooped hella bad, and I wasn't doing that shit no more because I knew that coat hanger had my name on it, and it was going to get used, and I was going to get my ass whooped. So I just had to throw you a throwback real quick because I just thought it was crazy on how that kid just cut school. He's sitting on the roof, though. He chilling. He got a laptop. We didn't have that shit. We did not have that shit. We didn't have nothing. We had arcade games. I motherfucking panhandled some cab drivers at the red light for like 3 red lights. And when they see a little kid, they giving out money because they feel bad. Like, yo, this kid is like 10 years old, out here sparing change. He not even in school. But see, I learned that because my brother's dad, this piece of shit, used to take me and him and stand in front of Penn Station right by the garden as the fucking escalator comes up, stands there with 2 kids panhandling change. They used to give us change. Then he used to make me go across the street and wait for the red light and ask for change. And one day I was going to car, and it was fucking undercover cops. And he's like, come here. And I booked it. Ran all the way to the train, got on the train, went to Times Square, and fucking took the train back down and found him. And that was some shit he used to do so they can get drugs. You know what I'm saying? So he can get drugs and get high and use me and my brother so they would feel sorry. Oh, he got 2 kids. He's panhandling. He say they hungry, they homeless. He's a Vietnam vet. All this shit to make them motherfucking sad and want to give us some money. In those days, people would give money when they fucking seen you outside with 2 kids panhandling. It was just that, they felt bad. Just like, yo, when I would go to the cabs, you spare change, they would fucking go in they thing, give me like $2 and change, 50 cents, and that shit would start to add up, so I had hella money. So when he had us doing it, he would take the money. So I learned, okay, I want to go fucking here to the arcade. I I'll do the shit myself. So I started to panhandle. And it was crazy because at a young age, you would never think a kid at 9 or 8 would be able to stand outside and panhandle. Everybody gonna say, where your parents was? I was in the streets. I was living in a hotel. I would go outside and play with friends, but then on my way there or on the way home, I'd be hungry. I want a slice. I want to go down to the arcade and play for 2, 3 hours because I didn't want to go home. I didn't want to be in the house. You know what I'm saying? There was no happiness. We live in a hotel. I'm wearing the same clothes. They done broke into our motherfucking car and stole all our clothes when we came out of the movie theater. So my life was nowhere near fucking easy, but it made me tough and learn shit and be wise and be thankful for everything that I have today. You know what I mean? Even the small things count so much to me because I could have nothing. I could be homeless. I could still be panhandling like I was when I was a kid. And this shit is deep, man. It could go deep. I got plenty stories in the archives that's going to be coming. It's been a long time since I did one like this, a little throwback, but you know what I'm saying? I had to, that story, man, with that kid playing fucking hooky, it sparked some shit in my mind. I was like, man, I remember that shit. So I had to get on here, tell y'all a throwback, and hope you guys enjoyed it, man. With that being said, I will come back with more and more throwback joints. I know I've been falling off with the throwbacks. But with that being said, man, that shit sparked back some thoughts and I had to share it. Hit that like, hit that subscribe. It won't cost you a dime. And like I tell you every time around this time, man, memories, growing up hard, not having shit, getting made fun of, fighting every day just because you're tired of people talking shit, telling you stink, your shoes got holes in it. I used to say your shoes are talking because my toe was coming out my shoe in the rain, shoes smelling like fucking mildew. I mean, I've been through it all, man, as a kid. So everything I get, I cherish, and it's the little things that count. So with that being said, man, I hope that you guys enjoyed this one, and I will catch you on the flip side, player.